while we're, on the rot, okay, I saw this last night. A correct take and then a terrible take. For 16 months, there's been a genocide going on in Gaza. Israel has the same ambitions for the West Bank, which has been under apartheid occupation rule since 1967. If your advocacy is slandering and deplatforming Palestinian voices, just admit you love Israel and its genocide. We know. Of course. Like, before I read through this, I just want to say, it does display how much of a bitch-made, like, genocide defender you are, that you post these things exclusively on your Instagram stories. Not on the most public platform. Like, people are going to screenshot it and post it on Twitter, and yet you still don't just directly quote tweet it. You afraid of getting ratioed? Like the only reason you would do this is because this is going to disappear and you have like plausible deniability. But you also know that it's going to get screen capped and it's going to be there forever. Nice try playing the genocide card, scumbag. What the fuck is a genocide card? What is that? I mean, it's certainly what Israel played, They certainly fucking put the genocide card on the field when they got fucking smacked back. They were like, oh, I see you've attacked my territories. I play genocide. Zahn didn't even call him out directly, but he knows he falls in that category if the shoe fits. I mean, it is a subtweet for sure. But like, yeah, if you feel called out by this, yeah, I play genocide denial in defense mode. You can't hide behind your advocacy. Being pro-Palestine doesn't absolve you of shit. If you actually care about Palestine, you'd stop exploiting it as a shield to protect yourself from criticism. You use your activism like a get-out-of-jail-free card. You can't play that card forever. This is a self-report. Like, this is straight up a self-report. Ethan thinks that advocacy and activism is a get-out-of-jail-free card. It's something to hide behind, something to bring up when you are criticized. When people have been, rightfully calling out his terrible behavior, he said, oh, I donated $6,500 to Creators for Palestine. What have you done? Hey, man, nice that you did that. Appreciate that, Thank you. That doesn't, stop people from being critical of you. You want to talk about, geopolitics, you want to talk about politics at all, you're going to get flack from both sides. You're going to catch smoke from every angle. Stop exploiting it. Ethan literally using Palestine to try and defame Hassan. I mean, this is also a person who is going to Israel, which we'll take a look at in a second. But when someone is saying, hey man, there are tens of thousands of people who are dead, and you're trying to beef with your former podcast host. Could there possibly be more important things to talk about? Could it be that you yourself understand that the state you're defending and about to go take a vacation to is in the wrong, and you just don't want to grapple with that? Because that might, cause some strife in your family. And here's the thing. Here's the real kicker. If Ethan was uncomfortable with having these conversations, right? Didn't know how to navigate them and wanted to put the show on hiatus, right? Until he processed it. That'd have been one thing. I would actually respect that. If post October 7th, they had that episode, it's very emotional and all that. And Ethan said, I'm going to put the show on hiatus because it's very, stressful and it's traumatic. I have family in the region, it's kind of, a lot to take in right now. And just said, after a couple weeks, I'm just not going to bring back the show because I know this is going to come up and I'm not ready to talk about it. I would respect that. If you were doing your own thing, if it wasn't a part of your content, if it wasn't part of your show, if you weren't attacking people and you still held your beliefs and then didn't talk about it, that'd be a whole other thing. Hassan was so good at shutting down leftovers related chats in the Ethan Crash Out as a new viewer. I genuinely thought that was the case, and that chatters were demanding a statement just because of his identity. Ethan doesn't know how worse he made his image to so many people. Yeah, if he could have just, like, shut up. Literally just shut up about it. Ethan and Hila went on an insane hate watch session again. It's getting more and more unhinged every podcast. I mean, we're going to take a look at a clip. If there's more, we can, we can go over it. It's barely even about Hassan. It's about his own failures. It's about him alienating a massive portion of his audience. Vanity hates a mirror. That's what it is. He doesn't like criticism. Like, every accusation is a confession. Refusing to say that he's wrong, yeah. He certainly blames Hassan for that, yeah, but Hassan is just a vehicle for it. It was like 2 hours of both of them calling him disgusting and horrible. Well. Here, let's take a look.
We're planning to go to Israel in June with my parents and all the kids. It's going to be such a great trip. And I'm actually really...
I thought this was the most dangerous place right now. I thought that this was bombs flying over your head every day in Israel. Like, it's one thing if you and Hila wanted to go, right? That's gross enough as it is. But, like, you're taking the kids, you're taking, like, your family, you go see Hila's family, or whichever way it is, I don't know. Like, which one is it? Is this a dangerous place, or is it, like, a cool vacation spot?
Really excited to go there. I want to show you guys.
You haven't been there in so long.
It's been a long fucking time. What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talk.
The funny thing is, like, I want to show you how I see Israel. We know how you see Israel. We know how, like, defenders of the Israeli state see Israel. We have so much of that. Like, yeah, mega left on CNN, mega left on Fox News, mega left on BBC. This is the thing, like Ta-Nehisi Coates said on CBS or ABC, whichever one it was. Like, we get this perspective so many times. We've got a majority of this perspective from any coverage. Like, that chatter that got real upset when they were like, well, have you considered, like, why don't you consider the Israeli perspective? And I was like, no. I repeated this line, this statement, so many times over the last year. When it comes to emancipatory movements, I do not concern myself with the, cries of the privileged, oppressing class. We can talk about their concerns, but we need to first stop the oppression. I don't know, maybe stop doing apartheid, stop doing genocide, and then we can hear you. But if you're saying the same bullshit, it's like, oh, they're going to do genocide back against us. No. Shut up. Yeah, why don't you consider the Boer perspective? Why don't you consider the, slave owner perspective? Why don't you consider the czar perspectives? Why don't you consider the perspective of the monarchy?